would have showed you the Airbnb last night, but as soon as we got in, we had some issues. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
We are on day 2 of our vacation / anniversary celebration weekend. We would have showed you the Airbnb last night, but as soon as we got in, we had some issues. And so we were going back and forth with the owners, and they were really trying to help us out with what the problems were. They even sent over neighbors to try to help us.
Fantastic neighbor.
Yeah, really sweet, really trying to work things out for us. So it was like a night of frustration. It was a night of testing your Christianity. Because it seemed like some of those problems should have been taken care of a long time ago. But anyway, we're just walking in grace and just giving it to God, really. And I pray for my husband because he's the one that deals with it. I sit outside while he's dealing with it. But anyway, we're going to show you the Airbnb now, and then we're going to take off and have some breakfast and then head to
Cape Canaveral.
And you want to tell them anything about?
Space Force.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a missile that I worked on when
Yeah.
I was in the Air Force.
And he's going to kind of tell you about it. So that will be exciting and fun. So, okay, now we're going to show you the Airbnb.
Very nice patio. Furniture, etc. Fan. Beautiful pool. That's all included. And then we'll go inside.
Welcome to our Airbnb. Oh man, it really is super cute, and it looked super cute on the pictures on Airbnb site and everything. This couch is awesome for taking naps because it's super long, and you can even sleep on it.
Pulls out.
The bed was comfortable last night.
This is our romantic dark kitchen.
Yeah, that was one of the problems, was all these lights do not work. So yeah.
So I was cooking by Braille last night.
It's really cute. It's got everything you want. I mean, it's got like a toaster oven, a real size refrigerator. It's got a washer dryer here. I mean, it's really great for beach people that spend their time on the beach.
Okay,
And a cute bathroom too. Nice shower. Really, really done well. What I think the hardest part was that the television wasn't working right. We couldn't get online easily. The
Wi-Fi is real.
Yeah, Wi-Fi was
spotty.
really hard. So yeah, so hallelujah.
Go to breakfast.
It is really cute, and we're gonna praise God anyway, because that's what you do as Christians. When things aren't going too well, you just praise God anyway. So, all right, guys, let's go. I'm really hungry. It's like 8:30 right now. We're gonna head for some breakfast. See you later. Cute idea.
Yeah, then they have pins over here where you put in where the mat.
Wow. Those
That's
are
the
awesome.
Titan II missile.
All of these are?
No, the one with the black top.
Oh, really? Oops. Got my umbrella in that picture.
I'll tell you a little bit about it down here. That's a Titan II missile. In the late 60s, I was in the Air Force and stationed at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona. We used to work on those. That 100-foot missile would be underground in underground silo. We worked on the very top. It was the reentry vehicle that held the warhead, which would bring it back into the atmosphere once it fired off. So what we do is go run tests on them at the Air Force Base, and then made them back to the missile out at the missile site. Periodically, we'd take one out of the silo and they'd ship it out to Vandenberg Air Force Base to the Pacific Ocean, made it back up, and then they'd fire it off for testing. Of course, there wasn't any warhead on it at that time, but it was really a rush to be close to it and hear something that size take off. Nothing like the Saturn, of course, the ones that took the space shuttles up. But it's really fun. It was an interesting profession, a missile technician back then. The bombs that they dropped on Japan in World War II were equivalent of about 15,000 tons of TNT. These nuclear weapons were the equivalent of about 9 million tons of TNT. So you know the damage that those first ones did in World War II, it's wonderful that we never had to do it again. So it's like Reagan used to say, it's peace through strength. A lot of times that's the way it is. If you're strong enough, nobody's going to mess with you. If you're freedom enough, you don't mess with anybody else. Anyway, so they've got a bunch of missiles out here, ones for the space program, and etc. So it's brings back history. It's a lot of fun.
Didn't you have to have a special clearance?
Oh yeah, top secret clearance. You had to be escorted. It had more than one person. It had to be 2 people that went into the missile bay and so forth. So it was a highly classified job.
So how did they do that? Did they check on your background? And
Oh yeah, we had a background check before you even went through missile school, and they go and check great grandma, auntie, or something or other. They'd find out if you didn't have addresses, you'd have to say the second oak tree from the right is where grandma's barn was, and there'd be Secret Service go out there and just double check and make sure that you're not up to any shenanigans. So it was pretty cool. But now I have to show my card to get coffee at Starbucks.
yeah, really. Prove you're a veteran all over again by a card.
Yeah, but hey, it's 10% discount all over, so I'll take it.
That's so awesome.
Let's go. We'll go around, take a look at everything.
Awesome.
Since we're celebrating our anniversary, I can say you launched me 53 years ago.
Coming back here for a movie at 12:45. It's called Mission Control. Looks like there's a place to eat over there.
Yeah.
Red Rock Grill. The first episode, Steve said we were going on a trip to Mars. Okay, maybe we will. Maybe he wasn't wrong after all.
Okay, folks, that's it. I hope you enjoyed Savannah and that you'll come back and travel with us again.
We have an exciting trip next week. We are going on the Mars rover. So be sure you pack.
No.
What?
We did not practice that. Bye, folks. Don't know where we're going, but it's not Mars.
Do it again. The Mars rover. Man, that's awesome. We really did go on a trip to Mars, honey.
Put some cars on Mars.
inside for a Mission Control movie.
Okay.
We just came out of the most amazing video movie. It's called Mission Control. If you don't do anything else while you're here, you need to do that. It's in the Universal Theater, approximately 40 minutes. So inspiring.
It was thrilling. It was touching at the same time.
Yeah, it was. It's about Apollo 8, which is the mission that went to the moon, and Apollo 13, which is the one everybody's seen the movie for.
Yeah.
But both of them were awesome. One of the things that I did not know about Apollo 8, everybody knows the quote, one small step for man, one giant step for mankind. But in that movie, they also showed how one of the astronauts, when they were in orbit around, they, I think was it before sunrise or right at sunset?
Right at sunrise.
Yeah. He started reading from Genesis about how God hovered over the
In the beginning.
yeah, in the beginning, and he just quoted like so many scriptures from Genesis, and the guys, the original guys that were there at the moment when this happened said, even if you weren't religious or Christian, he said everybody was touched by what he said, and everybody was moved. One guy said he had tears in his eyes. Another guy said, I was crying. And they said, we as astronauts and people do this kind of thing are not, well, what's moved by that kind of thing. But he said, this just hit this spot. Is the perfect thing to say at that moment. It really, one guy said, it raised the hair on the back of my neck. I mean, it was just so awesome. And I started thinking, what's happened to us?
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, they would not even be allowed to say anything.
Can't mention that.
You wouldn't be able to quote scripture because you're part of the military or some other nonsense. But gosh, it was so
You
cool.
can't miss it if you're here. It was a blessing.
Yeah.
And we found out, we knew before, but we found out we were, as you know, married on the 4th of July. 16 days later is when they stepped on the moon for Steve and Karen.
Yes, they did. It was awesome. And then they told the story about Apollo 13. And it's neat because it has a lot of the original guys that are still around to this day. And it was just inspiring. And
Mission Control doesn't get a whole lot of pats on the back usually. It's always the astronauts that are flying around space, but could never do it without them.
so good. So you need to do that if you come here because it is just awesome. Inspiring, patriotic, about God,
Yeah.
stuff that you don't think you're going to see.
Very touching.
Yeah, really touching. We were just moved by the whole thing.
So we're going to try and find something to eat, and then we want to go to Mars?
Yeah, we're going to go to Mars. It's really cloudy right now. Looks like it's going to rain, some thunder and lightning. So we hope we're still going to be able to see a whole lot of stuff before the day's end.
Okay.
way.
Oh my God. It's -4.
Oh no. Do a switch. Any switch.
Oh.
Switch is over there.
Yes, -10.
Pull it up, pull it up.
I give one.
Oh.
Oh, there it is all the time.
Oh. Look up. Whoa. Yeah, come on down. This is all part of the Atlantis display. So darn cool.
So much to see.
There's so much to see here. Too bad it closes at 6. You really need to get here as soon as they open to see everything.
About 2 minutes. Go. All right, day is over.
Holy cow. That was so awesome. But I suggest that you come here early because there's way too much to see.
Yeah.
I don't know how people get it all in one day. We didn't get here till what, about 11 or so?
About that.
And you really need to come when it opens to get everything in. We saw a lot, but I wanted to go on the bus tour thing.
That's the launch pad.
Yeah, we didn't get to do that, but oh man, I felt so patriotic and so proud of America and what we've accomplished, and it was just awesome.
And all the nations together at the space station. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. It seems like a lot of the videos are like 30 to 40 minutes, but they're really worth it. They're really cool. It seemed like they were trying to get young people interested in becoming part of Space Force, or being an astronaut, or just being part of the team that does that kind of work. It was really cool because it kept asking them, maybe you would like to join. Maybe you would be interested.
I'm too old.
Yeah, we wouldn't, but it would be nice if our grandkids did. But it was fun. I highly recommend.
Can't believe it's been 40 years and we haven't seen it. It was worth it.
Yeah, it was really neat. I want to come back so that we can get some of the things that we did miss.
So we filmed all of those films that were 30 or 40 minutes each. So sit back. You're going to enjoy it.
No, we didn't. But I think you'll enjoy what you do see.
Hopefully so.
Or what you did see.
And now, tomorrow, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, last day.
Yep, we are all packed up. We're just getting ready to get out in the car. But first, we wanted to tell you of a really cool testimony.
Yeah.
You know how we were telling you that we were just kind of a little upset with the way things were at the Airbnb. The TV was not working really well. It was all digitized, kept stopping and buffering over and over again.
Mainly because of Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and the internet cell service was not good, and the light over in the kitchen was not working correctly. And I mean, when we told you, I think, that we were just going to give the people grace and whatever. And giving people grace does not mean that you don't let the people know that there's problems and that you're really not happy about it, but just do it with kindness and respect.
Just how you handle it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we did. We just left it with the Lord, and then
The issue was they were in the Keys.
yes,
Their Airbnb is up here at Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
And when there was issues, they had sent neighbors over, which was really good, real nice people.
yeah, exactly. And then I think it was the night before last, the guy texted us late at night and he had said, "Hey Steve, just brainstorming, how about if I get you a brand new TV, get a booster for the Wi-Fi, and fix the light?" And Steve goes, "Really?" And then he said, "I don't think we need a new TV if the Wi-Fi was fixed." And The guy goes, no, I'm going to get a new TV.
New 50-inch TV.
Yeah. So he said, when will you guys be out of your room during the day, and I'll have somebody come in and do it so that they're not bothering you. So we let them know, and then when we came back, we had a brand new TV. The Wi-Fi was working, like Steve said, it works better than it does even at our home.
Yeah.
And the light was completely fixed.
We could see the cook.
And then we texted him and said, wow, everything's great. And he goes, oh yeah, by the way, I left a bottle of champagne in the refrigerator for you guys' anniversary.
Yeah.
So God is so good.
If
If you just walk according to His grace and just continue to love. And we were like blown away. Wow, that was just super cool. So we just wanted to testify that.
We can't say it's always easy.
No.
We just not.
I mean, after a while, I told Steve, I said, you know what? It's getting harder to give this guy grace because we have nothing to do when we come home. We come home pretty early because we're older and we get tired, and so when we come home, we just want to relax and watch a little TV. And there was no TV to relax.
There sure is now. 50 inches worth.
So it was awesome.
Cool. So what are we going to do today?
Today we are on our way back home. My mom is buried at a beautiful veterans cemetery. So we're going to stop there and we'll put some flowers on her grave and just say, hi, Mom.
We know she's not there, but it's still fun to do.
She's in heaven. She was such a great mom.
Yeah.
I totally miss her. She was like a prayer warrior. If I had any problems, that she was the first person I would call. She was just a blessing to our home and our family.
Single mom, raised 3 kids as a waitress.
Yeah,
God
she
bless
was
her.
really special.
Not anymore. She's doing great now.
No, I know. I mean, she really, all her life was looking for the father figure that she didn't have in her life. And now I know she's in Daddy God's arms and just loving it. And she probably has the most beautiful garden in heaven.
We're going to hit the road.
Okay, we're gonna stop here. This place is so huge, we gotta look her up on the directory. Let's see if we can find it. Steve says, to the right, to the right, to the right.
There we go. Found Grandma.
Okay, I'm gonna put him in here for her. Here, Mom. I know you'd like that. I wonder if she's up in heaven going, aw, thank you, Carol.
They have security cameras.
Thank you, Steve.
She's a good lady.
Yes, she was. Love you, Mama.
She lived to give.
Yes, she did.